Well, here we are on a cold Thursday morning, and following yesterday's uh, mostly successful test ride, and having spoken to the owner, it's been decided that I'll fit new brake shoes to the rear brake, so I've already ordered those. Um, that's not a big job to do when they turn up, but in the meantime, we had a little discussion about the gear change and the occasional sort of missed downward changes, and that is due to a weakened or stretched selector quadrant return spring. The quadrant doesn't always quite sort of spring back up to set itself up for the next gear change going downwards. It's alright going up, obviously, because the weight of the gear lever brings the mechanism back into position for the next gear change going up, but coming down, the gear lever and the quadrant don't always quite spring back far enough to reset themselves, and that is this spring here, and this is probably the spring that I'm going to use actually. That's how it fits, and basically you see those legs on it, they're what centre the quadrant back. They sort of bring it back to its next gear change position, if you like, and if that thing doesn't move, the quadrant doesn't move back fully to the next position, that's when you get your missed gear change. So that flopping around there means that those teeth that engage with the cam plate that moves the selectors don't quite sort of reset themselves in the window of the quadrant to make the next gear change. Now, changing down when it's like this, you can get a downward change. You'll always get your first one down. Say if you're going from top to third, you go click, no problem, you get third. But if this doesn't spring back up properly, it won't reset itself for the next downward move for second, and so on for first as well, and it'll just sort of feel hard. It'll just come to a hard stop and not do anything. So you have to actually sort of, if it does that, just put the tip of your foot underneath and just flick it up very slightly, and then it'll go. But that's a bit of a nuisance, and it's all down to this spring. So I'm going to go back in there. Well, it'll be a couple or maybe 3 hours in total to do it, I guess. At least I won't have to spend time cleaning off all that, God knows what it was, that stuff that somebody used as gasket material. They might as well have just about welded the cases together. So I haven't got to deal with that again, so that should be a big help. So I'd best crack on. Got to remove the outer cover, the next one in, so I'll be looking at the camshaft and oil pump and timing gears and gearbox itself, but I won't have to pull any shafts or gears out to do this job. That's one thing. So I'd better get my sleeves rolled up and pile in there, and then hopefully I'll be able to say when that's done, the job's a good one.